Okay, so the problem I've got is that notice the water pressure, the hot water pressure has reduced to a trickle recently, and one of the issues I know it could be relates to the pressure of water coming into the system from the cold water mains being monitored and controlled by a pressure reducing valve, which then in turn controls the pressure of the hot water coming out of the hot water supply. So this video is about that particular fault find and rectifying it. I hope it's of use. If you have an unvented water tank like this, which is an OSO RD20, it's likely to be fed by a pressure reducing valve like this. But if, like me, you had to replace the old one, which looks like this, and sat in the same position, then you might have come across some headaches. So I've made this quick video. With the valve still in situ, you may be able to just replace the cartridge. You remove the retaining nut, and you pull out the mesh filter. Now in this case my valve was absolutely knackered. The filter had come apart and the spring inside the mechanism had snapped. Additionally, these parts can generally quite often only be ordered from the manufacturer and are nearly expensive as the whole valve unit. Anyway, in my case, this basically is going in the bin, and this needed to be replaced, and it's known as a pressure reducing valve multi-block in the case of OSO tanks. The valve, obviously fairly simple. You take the retaining nut from the pipe that goes into the water tank itself, the retaining nut that holds the discharge pipe that connects to the tundish, and the top retaining nut, which was basically the cold water inlet feed. And the cold water inlet feed will obviously always follow the line of water flow as demonstrated normally on the valve itself. In this case you have an arrow on the back showing you that that's the direction of water flow through the device. It was 10 years old, so when I got the new part it was a lot narrower than the original more bulky item. So there were a couple of things I needed to do to make sure that this new valve fit in place. Primarily was to replace the old copper pipe with a plastic pipe which goes from the valve up to the cold water inlet that you can see there. Most important thing and absolutely crucial thing is to find out the correct pressure gauges, pressure ratings for your water tank, which you can probably do from your manufacturer. And my pressure reducing valve needed to have 2.1 bar on the inlet that you can see on that label there. That's the actual valve itself, and the outlet valve at 8 bar. So you got to make sure you get the right one before you fit it. First thing to do is make sure you got the old pipe. Don't throw it away just yet. You see that this pipe is actually kinked because it's obviously copper. Replacing it with plastic, so you take your same gauge plastic pipe, which is 22mm in this case, and just make sure you get the right length of pipe in order to make sure that you make the right connection between the cold water inlet and the valve itself. Into the cold water inlet, move down to the valve. It's connected here. You put the backstop on if that wasn't done up when the valve arrived. In the packaging, make sure these two things are basically have their caps on, and then you have the discharge pipe, which basically goes onto the outlet valve piece there and is all connected up. And then the bottom retaining nut, which basically is our sort of hot water side of the valve, if you like, and basically it's basically ready to go at this point. So turning on the cold water supply, this is already on, so I don't need to do that. And basically you should find that you get a lot more pressure at the tap outlet. So just to recap, make sure you look at the type of water tank that you have, and make sure you get the right valve which fits the pressure ratings for the tank,
and then follow the steps that I've outlined, and you should get nice hot water.
So prior to effecting the repair, the cold water tap in the kitchen was running at this level, and the showers, because of the mixer valve on the showers and the cold water pressure being so dominant, the showers were starting to run pretty cold and pretty weak. Now if I turn this tap on fully, you'll see that we get full strength mains pressure from the hot tap. And that's basically been caused by the new valve. So I hope this video has been useful. If you have any questions for me, I'm not a plumber, as you can probably tell, but I hope this is useful, and I'm happy to answer any queries that you have. Okay.